Sure. I'm from Wisconsin originally, which is in the Midwest, and I love being from Wisconsin, but I also sort of knew I'd never stay there. I had, big aspirations to live in New York. I think that it just sort of has a magnetic pull on some people, and I was one of those people. So since I was, really as long as I can remember kind of thinking about what I wanted to do or where I wanted to be when I grew up, it was always New York. So when I was 18, I took a gap year and lived here for the year. It was exciting and terrifying, and I was, broke. My parents supported me emotionally, but they didn't support me financially. So I really kind of got a feel for both living in the city, because I'd only ever visited here once with my dad on, a work trip, and we saw a Broadway show, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not really what, Times Square is not super indicative of New York, so let me get back there and spend some time. So I was happy that I did that, because it really did confirm for me that I did want to live in New York. But it also was good because I didn't really know what I wanted to do quite yet. I thought I wanted to work sort of in media, but I didn't really know in what respect. And so taking some time off, it let me, see what different jobs looked like and kind of get some experience in the working world. And so when I went on to school, I ended up studying advertising and PR, and I got into advertising out of school, and I pretty immediately realized that I didn't like it. But I'm also someone who's very sort of security oriented, which does not jive with the actions that I've taken in my life. But I really wanted something where I had sort of a career ladder, well, first you're an assistant account executive, and then you're an account executive, and then you're an account supervisor. And that was like the most attractive thing to me. I wanted that security, but I didn't really care for advertising. It was hard for me to sort of drink the Kool-Aid on the brands and the accounts that I got put on, because you don't really have any say in it. So you might work on something that you really like and enjoy, or you might work on something that you would never in a million years use or, consume or purchase. And that was really tough for me. It just felt like, from very early on, I was like, this does not make me happy. But I continued to stay in it for about the next 3.5 years because, like I said, I was really scared about doing something that had less security involved, like becoming a freelance writer, like starting my own business. So eventually I got to a point where I just said, life is too long. Like, it's not too short. It's too long for me to be unhappy so many hours of the day. I want a career. I don't just want a job. So I made the decision to leave advertising and start writing. And so that's really where that came from. My goal was always just to create a community. It was to create communication and understanding. And I didn't really have a strong plan for how I was going to do that. Like, I loved writing. I loved putting something out there and kind of saying, do you feel this way too? And what I found was that with Style Girlfriend, I developed an audience really fast of all of these people these men, that were like, yeah, style is hard. And, I'm learning and you're learning and we're figuring this out together and we're in it together. And, it's now I couldn't imagine anything else, but it definitely wasn't anything that, I can tell you that I had this 5-year, 10-year game plan where I was like, I'm going to be a big deal in menswear. Like, that was never in the game plan.